Tzuan. Rabbi Wilhelm.
Hey, Shalom Aleichem, B'Tzion. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you doing today?
Baruch Hashem, last couple of weeks. Hey, if you stand any further, nobody will hear us.
What do you say?
Nobody will hear what we're talking.
What do you say?
Anyways, B'Tzion, last couple of weeks we didn't manage to see each other. We were in different places.
I know. If I was happy to see you, I'd say a bracha.
All right, Baruch Hashem. So this week, it's Shabbos Mevarchim Elul. Enough with the fun and games. Now we start getting a little serious, and we start thinking about the end of the year. We start talking about Rosh Hashanah, making an accounting. So, you know, like in what it says in the Chassidish Sfarim, you get the Elul blues, yeah? So
Elul blues?
The Elul blues, the wind of Elul. And we have to internalize it. We have to feel for it. So a lot of it you could learn from this week's parsha. I'm walking. I feel like a dreidel.
Turn around.
And this week's parsha, you know, one of the Rosh Hashanahs for Elul is Ish l're'eu matanis le'avyonim, which is the concept of tzedakah. You find in this week's parsha that when the kiyir b'cha evyon rachman al-tzlan, if somebody's in need, the Torah says, don't shut your hand. Open your hand. And the question is obvious. If you can't shut it, you're obviously opening it. Why does the Torah have to be so deep and so in detail? Don't shut it, open it. What does it mean? So there's a few very important lessons that perhaps it could teach us. Number one, you know, they say that a child, when he's born with a closed fist. And Rahman al-Islam, when a person passes away, he passes away with his hands open. What does that show? That a person, when a child, when he's born, comes into this world with dreams. Me, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna acquire this. I'm everything for yourself. And what are you left with after 120, after a long life? You're left with a hand. All that you acquired, begashmias, you can't take it along with you. Only the mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim. I actually saw a beautiful pshat on the famous pasuk that we say, L'man yirbu yameichem v'imei v'reichem ala ha'adam Hashem nishba Hashem lavisechem. So I saw a chassidish pshat. Yirbu means to multiply, but yirbu also means to make great. You want yameichem, you want your days to be great. L'man yirbu yameichem kimei hashamayim al haaretz. You know how you do that? Make yemei shamayim. Make your days heavenly al haaretz. And bring in heavenly things into the physical day of life, and then your life will be yirbu. Then you'll be precious. It'll be special. So a person comes in with crazy dreams, gashmistic dreams, but what you're left with is only the mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim. So that's the closed hand, open hand. But really, the Gra says something very phenomenal. It says when it comes to giving tzedakah, you have to know, don't give it with a closed fist. What does it mean? Even if you're giving it, don't give it with a closed fist. What does a closed fist mean? When you close your fist, all your fingers are the same size. So in other words, I have my fixed number. I give everybody chai. I give everybody a nickel, a dollar, whatever. That's not fair, because some people are more in need, Rahman al-San. Some people are just getting collections for whatever, simple thing. You have to show your feeling, your emotion towards the person. So give tzedakah like an open hand. An open hand, the fingers are different levels, different sizes, each to his need. That's so the giving of tzedakah is not only in a way of I gave it to you, show a feeling towards the person, each to his need. One thing I want to share with you. And then there's another pasuk that's very important in this week's parsha. The pasuk says, Shmor v'shamata. Be very careful and listen carefully. You want to have a good life? You want to be signed and sealed for a good year? He says, Kisasa hatoiv v'hayosher be'enei Hashem. Do the good and the smooth in the eyes of Hashem. Then you'll be guaranteed. Now, I asked somebody, a chashiv, a doctor who learns with me, I asked him why a couple of weeks ago it says, Vasisa hayosher v'hatoiv, and over here it says hatoiv v'hayosher, and I'm waiting for everybody to give me an answer to that. Why the different order, and why over there it's explained the Fnim Mishura Sadin, and over here it's explained Toiv be'enei ha'mokim, Yosher be'enei ha'brias. But I saw a beautiful thing. How do you know when you do Toiv v'Yosher? L'chayra, Yosher comes first. First you do what's right, and then you do what's good. So I think I saw it in the Ksaf Sefer. He says there's a din in Hilchas Mishkalis, and when you're selling something by weight. So there's a din in Shulchan Aruch, because weights are not perfect, and because when you're selling things, some of your items get stuck to the scale, and you're not really selling as much as the scale says it weighs. So you always have to give a little extra to the person who's buying. So he said, because just to make sure the measurement is right. So he says the same thing. We're not sure what we're doing is good or not. We're not sure if the scale tips towards favored. So what do? We always do hatoiv. Yashar is not good enough, because we don't always judge ourselves properly to make sure that Yashar is right. Always start with toiv. A little better than just the average. Because a little better than just the average may be the average. And if a person has that commitment, entering Elul with such a commitment, Hashem will definitely guarantee us a ksiva v'chsim toiva, gesundheit and freiligkeit.
Amen.